Hi folks, been looking through your exercise folders and having a look at the PowerPoints that have been submitted, for those of you who have submitted. And I just would like to show you a couple of wee things in PowerPoint that you may know how to use, you may not know how to use. How to use animated GIFs within your, animated GIFs within your presentations. I see most of the presentations that I was given didn't have any slide numbers on them at all, and most slide numbers are just numbers anyway. I'll show you how to use GIFs and a combination of grouping things together to make animated slide numbers. But before that, I want to just show you how to use GIFs within PowerPoint. I see most of the imagery that I got was all still images, so this is a test bed. And sometimes if a presentation isn't going to be delivered, as in someone standing up delivering it, it's just going to be viewed by someone, it's good to have a bit of movement in there. Right, let me add a new slide. New slide. When I get a new slide, I always remove this. Never need it. Every slide should have a title, yeah. And then I just add what I want to the page after that. If I want to put text in, I would insert a text box. If I want graphics, I would insert graphics. I don't need the preset boxes that's on the page. So first, let me go and grab an animated GIF. Internet. A new, I can't see because of the tools on top. Animated GIF. Circuit board. Let me have a look at these, see if there's anything catches my eye. I'm going to show you first how to use an animated GIF as a background. Now, it's not always something that's done because it can tend to be a bit, make you feel sick when you're looking at it, basically. Let me see. That looks quite nice, but no. I'm not finding what I'm looking for. Let me see this. So I'm just going to save image as, and I'll stick it on my desktop. Circuit. When you're in PowerPoint, and if I go to insert picture from this device, desktop, circuit, there we go. First thing I always do is check to see if the GIF works. So, I see the new version of PowerPoint's got a wee button here. Normally I would click this icon down here, the slideshow, and that shows you that it works. Right, if you did decide to have this as a background, let me just take this title slide out of the way a wee minute. I still want access to this, that's why I'm moving it off the side here, so I can still grab it from here, because I'm going to cover the whole slide with this background. Because you end up with some problems, as in you cannot see any text on top of this animated background. This is my text box here, and if I run this, you'll see, yeah, I've got a circuit board as a background in my PowerPoint, but I couldn't see this text box. Let me put some text in here. Oh, I'm not typing. Text, text, text. And let me make it a bit bigger. In fact, let me make it yellow so that I can see it for starters. Just give me something to work with. If I move this over here, great. Make sure I select this first and move that over there. See, I can't see it. The text box, it's not showing me. So this text box, if I right click on it and go to format shape, the fill on the text box, I want a solid fill. And I want the solid fill to be something bright. You see that? The text box is now yellow, but when I drag it over here, it's not showing. That's because of the order that they're grouped in. If you lay stuff on, let me stop, that's driving me insane. If you lay layers on top of layers on a slide, it's like a deck of cards, and you can choose what order they go in. So this text box here that I've selected, I want to go to arrange and send it back or bring it forward. I want to bring it forward. So now it's on front, yeah? If I took away the fill that I put in this, no fill, you'll now see the text. But you'd have to make the text a colour that's very contrasting to your background. By the way, I'm holding down Control and Shift, and then the greater than and less than signs, the chevrons, allow you to get smaller and bigger. When doing things to the eye, rather than going up and changing the size of the font up here, just hold down Control Shift, select the text, and then chevrons will allow you to make it bigger and smaller to make it to the eye. So these are some things to think about if you're going to use animated backgrounds in a presentation. Yeah, it can be a bit garish, but some things it lends itself to, like games and stuff like that. So other ways of using animated GIFs. Let me get rid of that horrible background. Right, I want to make slide numbers, but I don't want them just down at the bottom. It says slide 1, slide 2. I want something fancy that's going to sit on top of the slide, be quite prominent, because this is a visual presentation that you're creating. It's not something you're going to deliver to an audience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine an animated GIF, and then I'm going to just type the number 1 in here and grab it with the snipping tool, make it an image, and then combine both of those together to make like slide number 1. Obviously, this would be slide 1. That would be my title slide. I wouldn't have slide numbers on that. This would be slide 1. So I went on to the internet and I searched for animated sphere GIF, I think it was. I've got this saved. Yeah, and I found this. Some of these are quite cool. Yeah, I quite like these ones. These ones would be cool, I reckon, if I dropped that background colour of white out. Yeah, which I'm going to do with this. I'm going to drop that black background colour out. I'll show you in a wee second. So I've downloaded this one here. I've got it downloaded to my desktop. There it's there, sphere.gif. So if I jump into PowerPoint and I insert a picture from this device, desktop, oh, it was right in front of me. There it's there, insert. So I get this big black square with some animation in it. I'll show you the animation, it's quite nice. Right, having that sitting in the corner anywhere as a big black square is horrible. I want the animated sphere. I don't want the black square. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that black colour. Look, I've selected it, and if I go to picture format and then colour, I can set a transparent colour. If I click that, it wants me to now click on what I want to be the transparent colour. I'm going to click on black. Now I've got this, that's better looking. That's looking quite cool. And when I play this, if I was to use this as a slide number, an animated slide number, somewhere up the top, yeah, that'll be good enough. Right, so now I need number 1 to go in this because it's slide number 1. So I'm just going to put a text box in here. Where's insert? Insert, text box. Put it in the middle a wee bit because I want to grab it without any lines. Number 1, make that a bit bigger. Where'd that text box go? There it is. Oh, it's still a bit small. Come here. Highlight that and Control Shift. Right. I now want to grab that with the snipping tool. So I'm just going to search SN snipping tool. New snip, and I just want that. I can move that out of the way now. That's ready for pasting. Yeah. So that is just the number 1. Now, the reason I'm not using that on top of this as the actual number that goes with this animation, when I try and scale it, the number 1 will stay the same because it's taking its size from up here. It's at 115 at the minute. So it won't scale. I want it to be an image. That's why I use the snipping tool. So now I can click here and I can go Control V paste, because from the snipping tool I can just paste directly in here. I don't need the original number 1. I can just delete it. And this one, now if I drag this over, let me zoom in a wee bit. If I drag this over, I'm still going to have the same problem I had earlier with this big square background. Watch. I put that over, see the square background is white. So because I'm working on a white background, you can't really see that. But when I drag it over here, you can. The number one has got a white background on it. So again, I'm going to set a transparent color. So if I click on this, picture format, color, transparent color, I'll just click here and that'll take that white away. I know you can't see anything happening, but now look. Number one doesn't have that big white square on it. So I can set that in the middle there. Now, if you see when I click on the one, I get this rectangle. I've got it selected. If I click on the circle, I get the bigger one. If I hold down the shift key, I can click on them both. They're both selected, see? And then I can go to home, arrange, group. Now I can scale this. And the number one scales along with the graphic. Whereas if I had just put a text box there and dragged that over, it wouldn't scale. In fact, let me just, that used to be the case. I wonder if they've fixed it. Let's have a look, see. I like to try things out. And give me another one of these. Insert, we'll do a picture from this device. Give me that. Insert. Oh, leave mine, make it a bit smaller. Make this a bit bigger. I just want to see if it will scale if I use a font rather than an image, you know. Let me make it a color now I can see. Yellow. I need to bring it in front or send that image to back. There, number one's now in front. So I can select the number one and I can shift select the image and then I can group them. This is just to test if this number one's going to scale. No, number one stays the same size, see? Whereas in this one, when I use the image, the number one scales. Proof of the pudding, yeah? So I now have an animation that I can use as a slide number. Now, other things, give me an example. Some of you guys done Alexander Graham Bell. I'm pretty sure we could make your PowerPoint a bit nicer if you could find, I don't know, let's see, telephone animated GIF. Oh, these are actually animated. See, using something like this as bullet points would be quite cool. Rather than, you know, make them very, very small on the page. Something very subtle like that could be nice. Or something pretty mad, yeah, like that. Again, when you see these square backgrounds, that usually means it doesn't have a background color, so maybe transparent. And can I copy a GIF and paste it straight in rather than save it first? Let's try that. Oh, well, yeah, but is it going to animate? Let me see. Will this animate when I play? Yeah, it's cool. It's allowing you to copy and paste the GIFs straight in. Maybe I'm a bit old school and I just save the images always because I know where they are, and when I want to use them, that's where they are. That's the images I used with this PowerPoint. But it looks like you can just copy and paste them straight in, yeah, from the internet. Right-click, copy image, go to PowerPoint, Control-V, or right-click, paste, to put them in. Right, that's about as much as I'm going to show you here. I want you now to go back to the PowerPoints that you have created and add a bit of motion to them, yeah, using GIFs of some shape, size, or form, whether it be a background, whether it be page numbers, whether it be to enhance the text that's there or the imagery that's there on the slides. But yeah, this is something that's going to be viewed by people, not delivered, like I say, by yourself. So go now and add some motion to your presentations, please. Thank you.